Yo guys, it's Stove here. Welcome back to another Wild Rift video. Today we're going to be going over the six supports that are in Wild Rift. I thought the list was going to be a little bit bigger, but we have like 3 mage supports and 3 tank supports. And basically, if you guys did not know, the role of support is just to help your ADC win lane and help out your jungler taking dragon lane. Also, a big thing with supports in Wild Rift is going to be clearing vision and making sure you guys have control of vision because of wards. Warding and clearing wards is just going to be a huge job in like higher elo for supports, and if you guys don't know how to do that on a support, you're just not going to win games. So yeah, let's get into some of the supports in Wild Rift. So the first support we have on this list is Alistar. He's a very high skilled champion, probably my favorite support on the list. He's all about comboing his abilities correctly, and hitting enemies into tower is super important on him. He can carry the game as support, as like a tank support. Usually you don't see like tank supports that can carry the game, but with him, if you use your abilities correctly, like bait people into running up to tower, and you'll see in the background gameplay right now what this guy is doing. Like one tricks on him just dominate. So let's get into his abilities. So his passive, Alistar charges his roar by stunning or displacing enemy champions, or when nearby enemies die. When fully charged, he heals himself and all nearby allied champions. Usually you won't see a healing ability like this on a tank support, but he has that to his kit. His first ability, Alistar smashes the ground, dealing damage to nearby enemies and tossing them into the air. So you'll see later, comboing this, like all you do is with this is just a knock up, but it's a close range knockup, so you have to use either flicker or his other abilities to like actually use the potential of this knockup. And his kind of movement ability that also has some pretty good CC is his headbutt. Alistar rams a target with his head, dealing damage and knocking the target back. So what you can do is like you can flicker to someone, knock them back into the tower, or you can just walk up to them, knock them back into the tower, flicker on them, and then hit them with that second knock up. So there's just a bunch of ways you can combo with flicker on this hero, and just a ton of CC. This guy has so much really nice CC. And his third ability, Alistar tramples nearby enemy units, ignoring unit collision, which is not in Wild Rift, and gaining stacks if he damages an enemy champion. So if you're damaging someone, you just get each like couple stacks, and at full stacks, Alistar's next basic attack against an enemy champion deals additional magic damage and stuns them. Some people will build the Alistar like kind of AP because he does do a decent amount of magic damage, but you want to build him full tank. But yeah, that's just another stun. Just running around someone, doing a bunch of damage, like being tanky, and then once you get enough stacks, you stun them, then you can hit them with your full combo and they'll just die. And his ultimate, Alistar lets out a wild roar, removing all crowd control effects on him and reducing incoming physical and magical damage for the duration. So it's really vital for you as a support not to be CC'd so you can get off your CC. So you can just press your ult and pull off any plays you want with this hero. I think he's going to be like an S tier support in Wild Rift, definitely better than Braum and Blitzcrank. It just depends on the Blitzcrank's pulls though. So if you want to tank or play a tank support in Wild Rift, I would definitely choose Alistar. Now the second hero we have is Braum. He's also another tank support. The specialty of Braum is how good he is in the laning phase and how good he is at peeling for ADCs. This guy is just meant for peeling for your ADC. So if you're duo with someone, or you just want to protect that like super good ADC on your team, he is perfect for that. He also has a very good ultimate. It's the same ultimate as Lumber if you're from AoV. It's just a huge knockup that can knock up an entire team. And also he has some decent range, like some decent poke on a like melee tank support, which you won't see that often. So let's get into his abilities. So his passive, Braum's basic attacks apply concussive blows. Once the first stack is applied, allied basic attacks also stack concussive blows. Upon reaching 4 stacks, the target is stunned and takes magic damage. For the next few seconds, they cannot receive any new stacks, but they take bonus magic damage from Braum's attacks. So basically, you can either auto someone 4 times yourself, or auto them once and let your ADC auto them the next couple, like 3 times, and then they will be stunned. And then you can just ult them and you'll do a bunch of more damage from the support, so that's pretty good. His first ability, Braum propels freezing ice from his shield, slowing and dealing magic damage, applies a stack of concussive blows, so you can actually start stacking on someone from a distance, just make sure that your ADC knows to, like, that's why you have to play duo with this guy, because if your ADC doesn't know to auto someone and build up those stacks to stun them, then your whole kit kind of just sucks. Now his second ability, Braum leaps to a target allied champion or minion. On arrival, Braum and the ally gain armor and magic resist for a few seconds, so really good for just getting to your ADC if someone jumps on them and peeling for them. His third ability, another really good peel ability, Braum raises his shield in a direction for several seconds, intercepting all projectiles, causing them to hit him and be destroyed. He negates the damage of the first attack completely and reduces the damage of all subsequent attacks from this direction. So the first attack, say it's like some, I don't know, some big auto or something, you'll just reduce it all, and then you'll just take reduced damage from you. But anyone behind you won't be taking any damage from these. And his ultimate, Braum slams the ground, knocking up enemies nearby in a line in front of him. A fissure is left along the line that also slows enemies, so it is just like Lumber Ultimate. It's a huge knockup. If you land this in a team fight or something and just combo everyone else's abilities, you'll just win the fight. Now we are on to Blitzcrank. He is that cancer support champion with a pull. He's super fun to play, and also he's actually really good if you play him right. He's not like a troll champion like Grak in AoV. His kit is way better than someone I would say like Grak. I would say also a little bit better than Franco too. He's good at like applying a CC chain to enemies. Once you pull them, they'll just die. There's nothing they can do. And also he's decent at team fighting. He has like good movement speed, and just like at level 6, this guy is a game changer. And you can also build him full AP and do a ton of damage on a support. So his passive, when Blitzcrank's life is brought below 20% health, he activates Mana Barrier. This creates a mana shield equal to 30% of his mana for 10 seconds. Mana Barrier can only occur once every 90 seconds, so it's really annoying if you're on the enemy team trying to kill him and he has a ton of mana. So yeah, he'll just pull up the shield and he'll be kind of unkillable if he's stacking mana. And his first ability is just his pull. He deals damage and drags them to him, nothing too special. His second ability, Overdrive, Blitzcrank supercharges himself to get a ton of increased movement speed and attack speed, and after this, like increased movement speed and attack speed, he gets slowed for a short amount of time. And his third ability, he charges up his fist to make his next attack deal double damage and pop his target into the air. So you can use this to combo really well. You can sprint to someone with that sprint ability, then knock them up with his like punch, and then also pull them to you and then just ult them. You'll see his ultimate after this. But yeah, there's just a ton of ways to like CC someone to the point where they just can't move for like 5 seconds. And his ultimate, enemies attacked by Blitzcrank are marked and take lightning damage after 1 second. That's his passive. You got to be careful with this because sometimes you'll like auto a minion and then after a second like the zap of magic damage will come down, and if you're building him AP, it will do a lot of damage and you might steal last hits from your ADC, so I wouldn't recommend autoing minions like that. Just be careful with their health, but like poking enemies is pretty good for. And his actual active ultimate, Blitzcrank can activate this ability to remove nearby enemy shields. So any shields that someone has, if you pop this like in a radiant, like an area around you, just pops everyone's shields and also damages them, and it silences. So it damages, removes shields, and silences enemies around him. Just a really good solid kit, Blitzcrank. Now we're on to the mage supports. The first support we have is Janna. I would say she's definitely a hit or miss hero. People in low elo will think this hero is trash, and people in high elo will think she's like a monster, just super good. And you see that a lot in League of Legends too. In higher elo, her win rates are way higher than they are in low elo. If played correctly, she's just really annoying to play against. She buffs and peels for her allies really well, and you just have to land her skills also. So let's get into her skills. Her passive, Janna passively gains 8% movement speed, and nearby allied champions gain this bonus when moving towards her, so they also get movement speed when they run towards her. Additionally, Janna's basic attacks cause additional magic damage based on her bonus movement speed. So she can poke pretty well and trade pretty well with her ADC in lane. Now her first ability is her skill shot. She basically just creates a tornado that is charged up and grows in size with time. She can activate the spell again to release the tornado. On release, this tornado will fly towards the direction it was cast in, dealing damage and knocking any enemies away in its path. And yeah, this skill shot is actually pretty hard to hit, so It will definitely take practice and timing when using this ability. You definitely don't want to be seen by the enemies while you're doing this, because it's pretty easy to dodge, and if they just walk into it, I mean, then they're dumb, but it's super easy to dodge, so you have to be like kind of like a ninja when you use this. Just don't be seen when you're charging this up. Her second ability, Janna summons an air elemental that passively increases her movement speed and enables her to pass through units. That really doesn't matter, passing through units. She may also activate this ability to deal damage and slow an enemy's movement speed. The passive is lost while this ability is on cooldown. So yeah, just a pretty decent slow, and it's her passive if she gets that movement speed from this, but when you use the actual slow, then she won't get the movement speed for herself. Her third ability, Janna conjures a defensive gale that shields an ally champion or turret from incoming damage and increases their attack damage. So you basically can either shield a turret or an ally and increases either the turret or the ally's attack damage. Very OP, like shielding ability. And her ultimate, again, it's very tricky to use this. Janna surrounds herself in a magical storm, throwing enemies back. After the storm has settled, soothing winds heal nearby allies while the ability is active. So if you want to be like next to your team or next to your ADC, if someone jumps on them, you just pop this ultimate, say they're low, it'll also heal them after they get pushed away. But the thing is, with this ability, you can push enemies away that you're like chasing. I saw, like, you'll probably see in these clips too, the guy using Janna just pushes the guy away and lets them get away. So just a really high skill gap champion, and if you guys master this hero, she'll be really good in high rank. Now we are on to Soraka, always a solid healing support. She's probably the best healing support on our list out of the three. She is a support that can do decent damage, and also she has a silence. She's broken in League of Legends PC right now. She's played top lanes because of her really dumb ultimate, which can heal the entire team at once. So let's get into her abilities. Her passive, Soraka runs faster towards nearby low health allies. So if you're just running towards, say your ADC is running away and he's super low, you can run faster to them and heal them. Her first ability, a star falls from the sky at the target location, dealing magic damage and slowing enemies. If an enemy champion is hit by this ability, Soraka recovers her health. So it's just a poke slow ability, but it can also heal you too. And her second ability, Soraka sacrifices a portion of her own health to heal another friendly champion. So what you want to do is you want to heal your ally and then poke them with the starfall, get your health back, and then you can just keep doing it over and over again. Really good combo between her first and second ability. Her third ability is that silence. She creates a zone at a location that silences all enemies inside. It's a pretty decent sized location. If you combo it with, like, I don't know, Malphite ult or Orianna's ultimate, can work pretty well. When the zone expires, all enemies still inside are rooted. So it's a silence and a root at the same time. Pretty disgusting ability. And her ultimate, Soraka fills her allies with hope, instantly restoring health to herself and all friendly champions. So everyone on the map will be healed by this ultimate. Disgusting hero. Definitely have to build like healing reduction items against her, or it's just gonna be a horrible game for you. Now we are on to the last support hero, and that is Nami. I would say she's a pretty solid caster support. She has decent CC, but it's not too easy to land. You have to like kind of like have some skill to land it. If she misses all her abilities, she's still actually pretty good at buffing her allies. She has a massive ultimate that can change the tide of the fight, you know, a little play on words there, but it's just a huge wave that knocks everyone up. I would say it's even better than Braum ultimate because you can sort of like, I don't know, put it in a certain way that you know when it's actually going to hit, and it has more range also. She's really annoying to lane against too, and she has a very OP buff to her ADC, so let's get into those abilities. Her passive, when Nami's abilities hit allied champions, they gain movement speed for a short duration. Just, yeah, that's pretty disgusting. Just whenever you buff a ally, they also get more movement speed. Her first ability is her like CC. She sends a bubble to a target area, dealing damage and stunning all enemies on impact. This one's actually pretty hard to hit. It has a kind of long cast time. You just have to be skilled with it, and you can also knock up multiple enemies at once with it. Her second ability, she unleashes a stream of water that bounces back and forth between allied and enemy champions. She heals allies and damages enemies. So yeah, it's just a poke ability that also heals yourself and your allies. Her third ability is that buff for her allies. She empowers an allied champion for a short duration, The allies' basic attacks and spells deal bonus magic damage and slow the target. So they get like, I think it's like 3 autos or something, and they'll just do a bunch more damage and also slow. So say you have like someone like a Vayne on your team that wants to get like up close and personal and she's trying to chase someone down. Nami and Vayne, very good combo together. And her ultimate is called Tidal Wave, summons a massive tidal wave that knocks up, slows, and damages enemies. Also, if an ally is hit with the wave, they get double movement speed from that passive. So yeah, just a really good kit. A lot of these supports, if you play them well, I think you can actually carry with most of them. Maybe not Janna because she's kind of hard. Just some of them you can, some of them you can't, you know. But I think it's a pretty decent support pool. I just wish they had a couple more, just, I don't know, maybe like 2 more supports, maybe 1 more mage and 1 more tank support. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, check the description for my Discord, follow me on Twitter, leave a comment what you guys thought about these support heroes, and I'll see you guys in the next video.